Welcome to the webinar, From Silence to Applause. Awaken to your authentic business and attract your ideal clients. For more clients, more money, and more life. Hi, I'm Crystal Davis. What you will learn today is how to discover what makes you a uniquely brilliant leader with a divine message to serve your ideal clients as only you can. A 4-step awakening system to help you stand out and shine in a calm, confident conviction that you and your message matter. You matter. No matter what is happening around you, whether you're with a prospect or going to the grocery store, so you can attract what you want even while you sleep. And the exact tools you need to complete your personalized, unique brilliance blueprint to find your divine message for more clients, more money, and more life. In other words, your unique brilliance equals your divine message, which equals your ideal client transformation. So let's dive in. Who this is for. You've done everything. If you're anything like me, you've done literally everything you can think of to create the business and life you love. But something has been missing, and you often find yourself in a very dark place that leaves you feeling alone and isolated, and you don't know what to do to change your results. The example, and actually this is me. So this is me and the clients that I've worked with, which is you are a conscious business owner. You've had some success in business, but up until now you've been unable to attract the ideal clients, the people that will light you up and set your soul on fire. And you know intuitively, you know that you're here for something bigger, and you want to be seen, heard, and understood and celebrated for who you really are. My promise to you, you will understand what you've been missing, how to stop feeling alone and isolated, and find your way out of the dark tunnel to nowhere that you found yourself in. And you will learn how to finally discover your unique brilliance and find your divine message that you alone can deliver so that you'll have more clients, more money, and more life. And you will get all of this via what I call your personalized, unique brilliance blueprint. Does this sound like you? You think to yourself, no matter what I do, people just don't get me. You feel different from others and you feel that you just don't fit in, no matter what you do. So you sacrifice yourself for other people and you feel that you will never get what you want because you're so busy doing what everybody else wants. And you feel stuck where you don't want to be. And you don't know how to get out of that, again, that dark tunnel to really, it feels like it's going nowhere because you're stuck. And you feel that you will never be good enough, again, no matter what you do. The example is that you keep following the advice of one expert after another, but you end up feeling that nothing you do really matters, leaving you feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. Really, that's where that dark tunnel to nowhere comes from, right? Because everyone around you seems to be able to follow those experts and it's working for them, but it's no longer working for you. Do you feel like there is an invisible barrier in your life? Are your actions giving you everything that you don't want? You are scared. These are symptoms of your real problem. The problem you think you have is not the problem you have. You need the right system, not another cookie cutter strategy from some outside expert that will never work for you. Not another black box system that leaves you feeling more alone and isolated than ever before. And not another set of rules that makes you feel that people don't get who you are and they will never align with your authentic self, no matter how hard you try. You need the right system, not another reason to doubt yourself, and not another reason to waste valuable time and money on the wrong things. Not another reason to sacrifice yourself for all the wrong reasons. And not another reason to stay where you are one day longer. the example again, it relates to all the experts that are out there that simply are no longer working for you. Okay, so you have been trying to use their system that is their way of doing things, not unique to you, but their way, which, is unique to them. And because these experts, they don't really get who you were designed to be, and they are simply unaware of what's really possible for you. So, once you implement your personalized, unique brilliance blueprint, and you have this right system that's, again, unique and ideal for you and you alone, you'll be able to stand out and shine and be seen, heard, and understood for the authentic, crystal clear you. You'll be able to discover your unique brilliance, fulfill your divine life purpose, and build your authentic business. You'll be able to find your divine message to serve your tribe of ideal clients as only you can, so that you can finally have more clients, more money, and more life. Truly create the business and the life that you are designed to live. So let's take this deeper now. Now, whether you are just starting out or have been in business for a while, the real pain, right? We want to know that we're serving our ideal and perfect clients. And so the pain is, I don't have enough of my ideal and perfect clients. So that means you hear crickets or silence when talking about or marketing your services, and you don't know where to begin to change your results. So you are unclear on what to say and what to do to connect with your tribe of ideal clients. So what I've seen for myself and for those my ideal clients is that you're so passionate about serving, but excuse me, since you're unclear, what happens is you're giving details in the wrong place to the wrong people for the wrong reasons, which completely sabotages your success. And frankly, what you're doing is you're trying to be everything to everyone, right? And that simply is not working. And because you're doing that, you don't know what's blocking your awareness, what's lowering your vibration, and what's stopping you from clearly communicating your divine. Excuse me. It's stopping you from clearly communicating your divine message. Even when you are saying the right words and you kind of maybe have a sense of what you want to say, deep within you, you don't feel seen, heard, and understood. So does this sound like you? No matter what I do, I struggle with feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood by other people, which leaves me feeling alone and isolated. I take one action after another to fulfill my divine life purpose, and nothing works. I feel confused and anxious about what I say and do, making it difficult to connect with my ideal clients. This was me. I went to one networking event after another. I kept putting myself out there. In fact, it wasn't just the networking. It was, I would write, I had a website for years. I wrote probably hundreds, if not into the thousands of blogs. I kept putting myself out there in social media to crickets. And this feeling of giving, and feeling alone and isolated just followed me wherever I went. In fact, I'll share with you in a bit my own personal story, but I was in a 6-figure government job, and again, I still felt that feeling of being alone and isolated, confused and anxious about what I was saying and doing, and it just never added up. So if that's you, it's okay. There is a way out of that dark tunnel. And into the light of the pleasure of the more clients, more money, and more life, where you hear applause from your ideal clients when talking about or marketing your services, and you know exactly what your next step should be. And you're crystal clear on what to say and do to connect to your tribe of ideal clients, right? That's when we feel liberated. giving details in the right place to the right people for the right reasons, and so that you soar into success from where you are. And you are standing, instead of giving everything to everyone, right, trying to be everything to everyone, you're standing on that sweet spot where you alone own that sweet spot. It's your spot. It's your divine life purpose. It's who you're here to serve, right? Serving your ideal clients with your unique divine purpose. You can just feel the light that moves through you when you think those thoughts, right? It feels powerful. You are powerful. You're passionate, and your divine message is just lighting you up, and your tribe is easily finding you. And you have, and really the core of this, you have found a balance of mind, body, spirit, and emotions. And you expand your awareness, you raise your vibration, and you clearly communicate your divine message, speaking from the heart with peace, love, and understanding. So now I want you to envision, no matter what others around you do or don't do, deep within you, you feel seen, heard, and understood, which leaves you feeling connected and fulfilled. So as you go to networking or go online or wherever you may be to express your divine message and to market your services, you express yourself with a calm, confident conviction that you and your message matters. And therefore, your ideal clients are responding to what you say, and your marketing is easily drawing your ideal clients toward you, right? How does that feel? Complete, 180 change from the pain to the pleasure that you want to have and experience, and it's all possible for you. So that when you find the solution, it's all possible, right? So there's this gap between the pain and the pleasure that you really want to achieve. And the gap is what is the solution? So the solution is discover your unique brilliance and communicate your divine message so your divine clients can easily find you. Because the truth is that the silence in your marketing means that you're using a watered down, vague message that keeps your tribe from seeing, hearing, and understanding you. And here in this webinar, I'm going to describe why that is. So when you start receiving applause, it will be because you're expressing the specific message your ideal clients need to hear from you. For myself, when I am on target, people use my words back to me. And they're like, oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so glad I found you. And it just, you're in the zone, and it's just clicking. Okay, now I've been in both places where it's not clicking and it is clicking, and there's a huge gap and a huge difference when you are really getting in that zone of being on that sweet spot and serving your ideal clients as only you can. So that really at the heart of it all, you need to get crystal clear on your specific ideal client transformation, right? Again, that's why most experts are actually giving you their solutions. But what I want to give you through your unique brilliance blueprint is your specific, how to target your specific ideal client transformation, so that you're giving details in the right place to the right people for the right reasons, so that you're soaring into your success. Again, standing into that sweet spot that you alone can offer, so that you're serving your ideal clients with your unique divine purpose. So an important part of getting crystal clear is to love and acknowledge your inner child's needs. Because why have you been feeling this pain of being unseen, unheard, and misunderstood? It's because there's a part of you, and it's your inner child part of you, that doesn't feel seen, heard, and understood, right? It has a need. You have a need, this unmet unconscious need. And so the trick is to use those unconscious needs that have been buried and hidden deep within you to discover your unique brilliance. By loving and acknowledging your inner child, you will be able to discover the hidden parts of you that are found deep within you. Okay, so we link your inner child's needs to your human design birth chart, which I'll be showing you in a minute, and completing your personalized, unique brilliance blueprint. Super, super important that you learn to do that. And I'll share with you my story about I could, no matter what I did, my inner child healing work led me to actually giving you today this system that I'm sharing with you. Couldn't get to where I wanted to be. In fact, it wasn't out there, it was inside of you. Because again, your unique brilliance equals your divine message, which equals your ideal client transformation. It's super exciting. I'm so, so excited to share this with you. So let's go deeper on my own story of overcoming the struggle of hearing crickets in my marketing. So if we go back to December 2009 when I started my business, I was in a six-figure government job. So I had the money. And on the outside looking at it, actually looked like I had it all. I was married. I had a four-bedroom, beautiful brick home on 2 acres of land in the country. I worked for the federal government, which was a pretty easy job actually. But the problem on the inside was I always felt unseen, unheard, and misunderstood, and I didn't know why. In fact, I even back then knew. I just felt as I walked in. I walked in and I would look, I'd walk in and I could look through this glass as I walked to my office. Looked through and I could see lots of people sitting in their cubicles, and I watched them, and I just always felt like I was checking my soul at the door. And I observed so many people that were doing that, checking your soul at the door to go to a job. Again, not everybody was making six figures like I was, but it doesn't really matter. If you're not feeling fulfilled, right? That kind of automated feel of going to work and again making good money, but there was something missing. And even back then, I knew I didn't feel seen, heard, and understood, but I didn't really understand why. So by that time, actually, in 2019 or 2009, I'd been in the government for 15 years, and so again, I'd built a six-figure income, but again, something was missing. So I started my business in December 2009 with that desire to be seen, heard, and understood, and to serve my higher purpose. It was time. I was going to do this thing, right? But fast forward a year and a half later into July of 2011, I left that six-figure job. I said enough is enough. In fact, I was driving in my vehicle home from work that day and looked in the rearview mirror, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to let go of what's not working, which was my job, my day job, and I've got to invest 100% full on into my company. Because if I'm really committing, I can't be looking at the past any longer. I have to be driving full force moving forward, okay? And I'd actually gotten that through all the work I'd already done on my business. Already had spent tens of thousands of dollars in my business, and was paying experts to help me to understand what I needed to do to build the business and life that I love. And so, I need to look forward. That's okay. And I'm not telling anybody to leave their job or to what you is right for you, but that was right for me. And so I believe your purpose is your path and your path is your purpose, right? And so that was my purpose and my path, and it worked out actually. I'm giving you this system because I did what I did, okay? So I do believe that it was right. But so I gave up everything. And even within a week of leaving my six-figure government job, I was on my it kind of feels like a movie that I'm talking to you about right now. But gosh, it was so painful. Within a week, I was on my knees, bawling my eyes out, so afraid and unsure, and thinking, oh my gosh, what have I done? Okay, so, but I gave up everything, and I ended up within another year, by 2012, in bankruptcy, foreclosure, over my 10-year journey to 2020, went through one money struggle after another. And this feeling that I had in my six-figure job of being unseen and heard and misunderstood was still with me. I carried it with me. And so wherever you are, there you are. And even though I was now free of the job, I was not free of my inner struggle. So I dug deep to be able to piece together my unique system for my tribe. I just kept taking the step in front of me and doing what I could do. But my system now, I had dug deep, and it includes my business, my MBA, and you see my name. I'm an Awaken visionary mentor, coach, right? And so I have my business, I have my MBA, my CPA, my project management professional, my life mastery consultant certification. And then over the 10 years, I began piecing my system together. The business, the law of attraction, human design, astrology, numerology, and my inner child healing work. Because, when you're in that place where you're in that dark tunnel to nowhere, I just began, and that's actually, when we look at my human design, I am a heretical investigator. I'm a 5-1 profile in human design. And that means that I am literally, again, no accident that I left the job, because I literally, that heretical investigator, experiencing the pain and the darkness was actually a part of being that investigator, where I pieced together this amazing story of what do you do when you're in that place where you are in that dark place. I literally, in that darkest of darkest place. Now, did I attempt suicide? No. Did it run across my mind of, how am I going to get through this? Of course it did. Of course it did. Now, I never took any steps toward that, or, I just literally, time and time again, and I call these knockdown, drag out fights with God, is what I always felt in the deepest, darkest place of, what else do you want from me? Cursing and cussing and screaming and, that's the dark, dark, dark place that I went to. Okay, so how I discovered the system is, here's the thing. I know no matter what dark, dark place that you've experienced, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I just hope you can, if you're in that dark place, because that's actually, now I know, it's called the dark night of the soul. So I left my six-figure job. I went through bankruptcy, foreclosure. I had long periods of time where I didn't know where any money was coming from. And it forced me into a time of deep reflection and healing, right? A spiritual awakening, otherwise known as the dark night of the soul. Over and over again. I can't tell you how many dark nights of the soul I experienced. In the last 10 years, I spent those 10 years, over 50,000 hours. I don't know. Honestly, I lost track. Day after day after day, investing myself in my business, in my personal development, in my business development, investing over $1 million in myself and my business. Now, that's definitely over $100,000 in the business gurus, in my business development, including, $1 million, my MBA, $50,000 to graduate with an executive MBA, over time, investing so much time, money, and resources. It's incredible, all the things that I'm giving you. Okay. And so I discovered my system, and I always say, not despite of the pain, but because of the pain, right? The system that I'm about ready to share with you is about how I gave everything. I went to places that, again, it's about, you have your own purpose and your own path and your specific place that you're going to go. I don't know what that is for you until we begin to work together. But what I can tell you, that there's pain you're going to experience, and then there's the pleasure of getting to the light of why you had to experience that pain in order for you to understand and bring your light to your ideal clients in the way that only you can. Okay. And my sincere desire is to share with you my journey and my system so that you can find your way through and bring the light to the darkness in the most expedient way you can, right? But serving you from this place of deep knowing, again, as you see in my own journey, because I've been there, I've done that. Okay, again, I gave everything. So what I discovered is that there are three myths that we need to eliminate. We are in this place of transition where we're transitioning out of the just do it mentality, right? Again, I did that one networking event after another, doing all the things that all the experts tell you to do, and there was still something missing. Just do it never didn't work for me because there was something on the inside that I was missing. I actually alluded to it earlier when I talked about doing inner child healing work and connecting it with your human design. Because when you see you, your tribe will see you. You see, when I was in the six-figure government job, I couldn't see, hear, and understand myself. So I had that pain, right? That deeper healing work is really important. But just do it doesn't work when there's something that's needing to be healed and transformed inside of you. So we have to eliminate that belief. Now, just do it still applies, but we have to reframe it in terms of understanding what your inner healing work is. Just do it is just as much about doing your inner healing work as it is putting yourself out there to talk to people, right? You know, talking to people that doesn't do you any good when you have this deeper healing work to do. That has to do with taking the steps to heal and transform how you see yourself. Okay? Number two, belief to eliminate. That an expert will tell me what to do. And this is something, I did for a long time. I was out there working with experts saying, okay, well, just tell me what to do. And I can tell you how many people that I spent money on that and then I regretted because I went, oh, I just need to, there's something missing in their systems. It's not working for me. In fact, then as a coach, I found myself, just telling people, okay, well, this worked for me. But here's the thing. The difference is you don't want an expert telling you what you want an expert showing you what your purpose and your path is and helping you along your purpose and your path. You see the difference? I'm not going to tell you as your business awakened visionary business mentor and coach. I'm going to show you. Big difference. And number three, belief to eliminate. It will get easier if I just wait. So you might be saying, okay, don't just do it. You can't tell me what to do. Well, and then I just need to wait because maybe I'm going to wait for God. Right? So there is some truth to this. But the problem is that if you don't have the right system, you don't really even understand what you're waiting for. And it can be, why did it take me 10 years and all the money and all the investment of time and energy? Because I also didn't understand that, right? So what I've built is a system of, okay, well, you don't want to just wait, but you want to have a system that will help guide you through, again, your personalized, unique brilliance blueprint of what steps that are right for you, how to connect, again, with the inner child to heal and transform how you see, hear, and understand yourself. That's really the key, the missing key that most people, again, most experts haven't understood. As I shared a minute ago, we're transitioning out of the just do it into the new age of enlightenment, where we learn to see, hear, and understand ourselves is the golden key to see, hear, and understand our tribe, right? And again, not telling them who they are, but showing them, because you've been there, done that, right? That's the gift that you can give the world. But first you have to, again, not just wait, but you have to learn to take the right actions and do the right healing and transformational work that is unique to your purpose and your path. So why? Reason number one, you're uniquely designed to express your own unique voice. Number two, you have your own set of rules. And then number three, your soul calls the shots. You heal and transform your experience on your own divine timing. Again, that's why I can't tell you, right? I can show you what I've done, and I can give you a system for helping you to tune in to your soul's calling, right? To tune in to the inner child healing work, to connect the healing work with your inner child to your soul, to allow yourself to receive your divine downloads, right? When you clear the clutter within you, then you can receive your divine message. That's when truly everything will change for you. The problem most people have, right, is they look outside themselves for validation. Then they follow the herd and hope that the next expert will tell them what to do. So they can then replicate someone else's rules for success. The problem is, again, it's not your rules for success. That's why my tagline is be brilliant, your rules, your way. Again, what most people do wrong, they don't have a personal roadmap. The personal roadmap is your personalized, unique brilliance blueprint. David Nagel, one of the law of attraction experts that I have studied with, said, a great analogy or example of that is if I were to drop you off in the desert and I gave you a map and I said, go to New York City. Okay, if you have a map and you know where you're going, you still don't know where you are, right? Because I just dropped you off in the desert. You don't know exactly where you are. You have to know where you're beginning. So your personal roadmap or your personalized unique brilliance blueprint is about where am I going, and then how do I get there? What are the solutions that are unique to me for getting there? Okay? And then most people don't understand how their emotional guidance system works. That's where we get all caught up in the pain. We have these unconscious needs that are being triggered deep within you from your inner child that were created back, early on in life, right? We all know at some level that our unconscious needs, our limiting beliefs were created between the ages of 2 and 7. Right? So it's so easy to get caught up in that. But when you don't understand how to heal and transform how your inner child sees the world, then you keep getting caught up in the pain and don't know how to heal and transform it. Right? And then you don't know how to link your inner child's unconscious needs to your unique brilliance and discover your unique divine gifts. And then finally, you don't have a support system that helps you see, hear, and understand your authentic self and turn your pain into your divine message. Because again, your purpose is your path is your purpose. So the turnaround from pain to pleasure, this is where we are going to start looking at how to complete your personalized, unique brilliance blueprint. Here I've listed one of the unconscious needs most likely that you have and that your inner child had developed early on in life, which is no matter what I do, I struggle with feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood by other people, which leaves me feeling confused and anxious about what I say and do. Okay, so one of the core pieces of my system is helping you to see the turnaround from pain to pleasure. You see that right there in red, the pain is because you're looking outside of yourself to get this unconscious need met, which is they don't see me. They don't see me is driven by your inner child. It may be, what story, you want to ask yourself, what story have you been telling yourself? For me, it was my dad as an example, he never said he loved me. He never said he loved anyone. I'm sure he told my mom at some point in their relationship, but I don't think he told her regularly. And of course, he didn't tell any of us kids. I'm one of four kids. So it was, my dad doesn't see me. My dad doesn't love me. Oh my gosh. So I developed this unconscious need to prove myself to get love, which is one of the deep reasons that I went through this 10-year journey of healing that unconscious need that I didn't even know was there, right? So whatever story you're telling yourself is something that you really want to get crystal clear upon, because the pain is caused by that unconscious need of trying to get what we didn't get from our parents, from our siblings, from other people early on in life, turns into this unconscious need of trying to get it outside of ourselves. So the turnaround from pain to pleasure is, I see me. And instead of being driven by an unconscious need with your inner child that's deep inside of you, you learn to be driven by your authentically inspired vision. Now, why do I call it an authentically inspired vision? It's because your authentically inspired vision is using your human design birth chart to create a vision that's authentic and inspiring to you, right? So that when you're coming from the inside out, you're leading from love, compassion, and joy. Okay? So, but how do you get there? You have to fill the gap between the pain of your unconscious need and over to the pleasure. So, filling the gap, you need the solution of how to discover your unique brilliance, how to find your divine message, and how to get very, very crystal clear on what your specific ideal client transformation is. You see, you turn it around. You turn they don't see me to I see me to, oh, I see my ideal and perfect clients. And see, once you heal this unconscious need of feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood by looking inside of you, boom, there it is. Okay, so on this slide, what I've listed here, you see there are actually, I've discovered, and linking it to human design and to inner child healing and human design, that there are actually 7 unconscious needs that will help you to completely heal and transform your experience and find the solution that you've been searching for. And so that we come to the turnaround from pain to pleasure, or the pleasure side of it, you have your 7 axes of self-mastery. So what we've been talking about is actually the communication axis. When you don't feel seen, heard, and understood, what happens is you have this block in how you communicate. And you can't see who you really are. You don't see your authentic self. So you can't see your ideal clients, and they can't see you. And therefore, you don't feel unseen. You feel unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. So when we turn around from pain to pleasure in the communication axis, you'll say, I see here, whoa, I see here and understand myself, my authentic self. Then, I understand now how to see, hear, and understand my ideal clients. And ultimately, when you see, hear, and understand them, you get out of your own way by healing that unconscious need. Now you can truly stand on that sweet spot, see, hear, and understand your ideal clients, and whoops, there it is. Then they can see, hear, and understand you. But it's not only on the communication axis, but you want to look at every single of these 7 axes of self-mastery, which includes life purpose, leadership, relationship, balance of being and doing, daily service, transformation, and communication, in order to make this turnaround that you so desperately want and need and desire for your business and your life. So you want to find the gift, okay? So I talked about making the connection. And so what this slide does is it shows an example human design birth chart, okay? And so you want to look at these seven axes of self mastery. I've listed life purpose down to communication. And what I'm showing you here is if you look at the human design birth chart, the table to the right of the chart, you'll see two columns of numbers, a column of red numbers, a column of black numbers, with astrological symbols going down the middle. So what I've done in my system, in your personalized unique brilliance blueprint, is I've aligned each of those astrological symbols to the seven axes of self-mastery. And so what I help you to do is take each of your gates. So for example, I've highlighted the sun there. The sun in this chart, in the conscious sun, is gate 15.1, the gate of humanity. And that is where you have this personal expression of humanitarian. So this person's birth chart is about being a humanitarian, and they radiate, the sun radiates that energy. Their conscious sun, their leadership, because this is part of the leadership axis, right, is to be the humanitarian. Okay? So as you complete your unique brilliance blueprint, you look at the human design, get your human design birth chart, you find the gate and what astrological symbol it aligns up with, and then you understand and you do that healing and transformational work to understand each of these axes of self-mastery. Okay, so that's just a blip there. I just wanted to highlight how it works, okay, and why it's so powerful. So that when we come back to the turnaround from pain to pleasure, we can see now where the seven axes of self-mastery, when we looked at the communication axis before, right, what we want to do is go to, in this example, the communication axis, and I'm actually using my personal human design birth chart here, to find the gift of your divine message, or in this case, my divine message, you need to go to Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury is the details. In fact, each of the astrological symbol in your personalized unique brilliance blueprint, I explain and simplify. One of my gifts in this lifetime is so powerful, as you can see from this webinar alone. And with astrology and numerology and human design, those are complicated systems. A lot of people that are teaching them, I think, even teach them again because they're trying to tell you about it rather than show you and simplify it, right? But here you go, right? My Mercury details, my conscious gate 6.5, emotional balance, my unconscious gate 53.2, new beginnings, right? I'm here to help you to have an emotional balance so that you can create the new beginning in your life that you really want. And I bring details to help you to do that. In fact, you heard my story about those knockdown, drag-out fights with God and the universe, right? I was out of balance, right? In order to get to my new beginning, I had to create an emotional balance. In fact, if you looked at my human design birth chart, I have the gate 6.5 actually in my conscious sun. I'm here to radiate emotional balance. But when I didn't understand that, right, I couldn't see, hear, and understand that aspect of my inner child that's been trying to help me to be emotionally balanced and to understand and embrace my emotional balance in these human design gates, right? Couldn't get there from there, right? So, but now I share these details because I've been there, done that. Again, no accidents. The pain I experienced was because I was looking at it as I did something wrong, or that I was never going to get there from there, or that my dad never said, I was looking for him to validate me or other people to validate me. Couldn't get there from there. I had to turn it around, turn the pain into, oh my gosh, I get it. I get it. And that's what I want for you. And then finally, the Jupiter big picture of my divine message is to help you really understand how to love yourself and be in alignment with who you really are by understanding how to align your inner child healing work with your human design and truly love and acknowledge all the different aspects of who you are so that you truly face the world with this joyous vitality. Okay, very powerful. Okay, so, and I've been working with human design for at least 6 to 7 years now, so it's been an incredible journey. So I want you to know that it is a process, and the answers are here for you. But it is something that, again, don't wait. Get started. That there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you can move through it. Okay? So the turnaround from pain to pleasure, filling the gap with your unique brilliance. I just want to highlight and go through each of the 7 axes of self-mastery so you can get a little bit more clarity about what those mean. Okay, so the life purpose axis is about healing your inner child's need for attention or the need to be special, right? Depending on what your human design gates are in the life purpose axis, if you haven't seen, heard, and understood those aspects, one, it's no wonder that you don't know what your unique divine purpose is, and your tribe, you can't see your tribe can't see you, okay? The astrological symbols related to this particular axis is the North Node and the South Node. And then number 2, the leadership axis and healing the inner child's need to be different. Okay, so as leaders, yes, leaders that stand out and shine and that are here to make a difference in this world are absolutely different. Okay, so your inner child's need to be different. They're trying to give you this gift of your inner child's trying to help you to be seen, heard, and understood. They want to be that visionary leader. But because we don't understand and we have this pain around, dad didn't love me, mom didn't love me, or whatever it may be for you, right? You can see where the pain has to be healed and transformed so that you can truly step into your leadership. And of course, the astrological symbols related to the leadership axis is the sun and Uranus. Okay, then axis number 3 is the relationship axis and healing the inner child's need to be liked and fear of criticism. This is a really, really deep one. Fear of criticism is one of the things that we know that it's hard to stand out and shine because we're afraid of other people criticizing us, right? Well, here's the thing. When you get in there and heal and transform this unconscious need, you can actually realize that it's actually never about other people liking you. It's about you, again, loving and acknowledging your inner child. Because when you can learn to stand in that sweet spot of an empowered relationship with your inner child and really step above it and realize when you're being triggered by other people that it's actually triggering what I call the hidden mirror, because it's actually a relationship with you and you that you want to heal and transform. So the way you get there is by looking at your astrological symbols and understanding your astrological symbols and your human design gates in Venus and Mars. Okay, and then number 4, the balance of being and doing axis and healing the inner child's need to be busy. So why are we not in balance? We have an unconscious need to be busy. When that's the case, we're literally running from our emotions. Can't get there from there. And I would say I was doing that too when I shared the knockdown, drag out fights with God. I didn't know what I didn't know. That's okay. It's okay to run when we don't know what we're running from. Or actually, at a deeper level, this is also because the inner child doesn't feel safe. So one of the very first goals that you have with your inner child healing work is to help your inner child to feel safe to express his or her emotions. Because the gift that you're looking for is emotional clarity. But you see, if you go back to those early childhood experiences, it was simply a big piece of it is that the world doesn't understand emotion. In fact, one of the common things that is said is cry and I'll give you something to cry about. We get triggered by that emotion, that emotional child. Whether you're emotionally defined in your human design or not, it really doesn't matter. Emotions are a part of the human experience. And really, again, helping the inner child feel safe is about saying, you have every right to feel however you want to feel, dear little one, and I love you no matter what. Okay? And if you haven't done my healing work audio, my healing visualization and meditation, I invite you to do that, because take those first steps now to create that relationship with your inner child who simply wants your love and acknowledgement. Again, and then when we connect the healing work with the inner child and really love and honor the human design gates in our astrological symbols, in this case, to get a balance of being and doing, we need to look at the human design gates in your moon and in your Saturn. Okay. Number 5, the daily service axis and healing your inner child's need to be right and need to be perfect. Okay, so as children, we try to please mom and dad, we try to please our teachers, we try to please everyone. So we want to be loved and understood, right? We want to be seen, heard, and understood. And what it happens is, so we want to get love. What happens is we develop this need to be right and need to be perfect based on somebody else's rules, right? And so when we learn to heal and transform this, we learn to be in daily service to those that we're here to serve. In fact, we're standing in this place of, I've so healed this that I can stand in that neutral. It's really about being in that neutral place, right? Where you're not fighting with somebody else, because you've been there, done that. You know that it's from this deeper healing work piece of loving and acknowledging your inner child, giving love to yourself. That's what it's always about, right? So that when you turn that around and no longer have this need to be right, need to be perfect, what happens is you're literally this vessel. I talk about divine downloads and allowing yourself to have intuitive clarity. Allow your to lead from your intuition. You just have this intuitive knowing of what's right for you, and that's how your next right step is just there, right? Because you're in tune with, again, whether you call it God, universe, or source. You're in alignment. You're balanced. You're in alignment, and you're receiving. Okay. So to heal, to get in daily service and heal your inner child's need to be right, need to be perfect, and find the gift of intuitive clarity, you want to look at your Mercury, Chiron, and Neptune astrological symbols. And then number 6, the transformation axis and healing the inner child's need for time and money. Okay, so this especially is a deep one. This is a transformation axis. This involves really about, again, having it all. So we get so fixated upon, and I know my story, right? I was fixated on needing more money. You may be fixated on, if only I had more time. When we say that, if only I had more time and if only I had more money. Well, the truth is, again, healing your inner child's need for thinking that it's something outside of you is about really learning that when you can love and acknowledge all of you, then you can transform and have this rebirth and have it all, right? Because when you love yourself throughout, then you truly have it all. It's really never about the time and money. It's about who you're being in the moment and whether you're able to attract the time and the money that you need and want and desire, right? So there's no accident then, therefore, that we look at your astrological symbols and the human design gates that you have in Venus and Pluto. Venus being the planet of love, right? And Pluto being the planet of transformation and rebirth. But you're actually looking at the cross section between Venus and Pluto to say, oh, how do I really let go of this need for time and money and see that I've had it within me all along? And then number 7, we've talked about this in depth, so I'll just point out again, the communication axis is healing your inner child's need to be seen, heard, and understood. Again, it's Mercury and Jupiter. And the gift is to find your divine message. Okay, so here's an ideal client success story of mine. Becky Sanchez. She's worked with me for, 7 years, since 2012. She has just went along with me beautifully and gone deeper and deeper and deeper. It's just been beautiful to watch her. You know, she's always been successful, always been, when I first started working with her, I believe she had child number 4. Since I've worked with her, she's had 2 more children, and so she's a successful mom of 6, but she's always felt something was missing. And she actually was working an essential oils business, and in that business, again, like most direct sales companies do, here's a system, just follow this step by step and you will be successful, right? So she tried to implement other people's rules of success. And in fact, just recently, she said, I tried to do all the things to make me happy, and I never felt happy until I found Crystal and her work, right? She then was able to wake up her authentic self, and she is still awakening. But most importantly, she has embraced this idea, her passion for reinventing the rules to be both a mom of 6, imagine that, and fulfill her divine life purpose with the family school, to really transform not only her own family, but how the family supports each of us, right, to stepping into our authentic selves. And so, doing that, being that successful mom and a business owner that's digging deep to find her own divine message. And she also wanted me to share how, being happy, being present is a big part of her journey. And because not being happy, feeling that you should be happy, right? Oh my gosh, I have these beautiful children. I have this wonderful man, this marriage and this family, and why aren't I happy, right? Transforming that to being happy and really feeling gratitude for what you have. I mean, she's just a beautiful role model for that. And actually, she is a role model in her human design profile. So it's beautiful to watch her do that. And also that she and her husband have attracted more wealth as a result of her work. So her story, she's still wakening up, and I'm just super excited to watch more and more of her divine message unfold. So if you've been trying to implement other people's rules for success, know that you're in good company. We've all tried it, and wherever you are, it's all divine and perfect and unfolding for you, just as it has for me and for Becky. So let's recap. The 7 axes of self-mastery and unconscious needs. There they all are. The point I want to make on this slide is that if you do a reading with me, what we do is I start with the communication axis first and last in your personalized unique brilliance blueprint. The reason is that I like to set the intention of begin with the end in mind, because the communication axis this is where rubber meets the road. This is what you want to communicate. And then as we work down through all of the other 6 axes, to wrap it back up with the communication axis, because that's where rubber meets the road. You then bring together your entire divine message. Just like most systems, it's something you're going to work with again and again and again. Because waking up means that you're doing that healing and transformational work, and you're healing, most of us decades of deep inner child healing work to really embrace the parts of ourselves that we have never understood how to connect with and how to love and acknowledge, okay? And that's okay. It's just because you didn't understand. Nobody taught you how to do this. Nobody taught me, okay? So it's okay. And then finally on this slide, I'm just showing you that each of the 7 axes of self-mastery align with these divine gifts, right? From unique divine purpose, visionary leadership, empowering relationships, emotional clarity, intuitive clarity, having it all in your divine message. So that when you see you, right, when you do this inner work, your tribe will see you. So I wanted to include these slides to help you to understand the transformational process. Step 1, I always say clear focus. There's 2 core questions. What would you really love to be, do, and have? Gives you your inspiration. And authenticity, how are you uniquely designed to serve your tribe of ideal and perfect clients? So that when you bring inspiration and authenticity together, what you want, again, is your authentically inspired vision of the business and life you would love. And here I'm also mentioning, to get your clear focus, one of the very first things you do when you get your human design birth chart is you understand your type and your strategy. So there I've listed all 5 of the human design types and strategies. Again, but if you don't have your human design birth chart, you'll want to get that, because again, it's really core to my system. It's not the, as you can tell, it's not the only part of my system. It may not even be the most important, but it is a core piece for bringing it all together. I'd say it's equally important with the inner child healing work. And actually, and then having my simplified unique brilliance blueprint to actually bring all of these systems together. Because remember, law of attraction in and of itself can be complicated, right? Human design can be super complicated. Numerology, astrology. My unique brilliance blueprint simplifies it, so you no longer have to do the heavy lifting of bringing this all together, right? Who doesn't want to make something easier and simpler? Okay, that's really what I'm showing you here today and offering you moving forward. So number 2, the transformational process. Again, I've talked about this today, but step 2, clear the hidden mirror, clear the field, clear the hidden mirror. So again, if you haven't yet, do my healing work, visualization, and meditation, because it'll help you through this. Step A, how do you feel when you are triggered emotionally? What's coming up for you? Where do you feel it in your body? Get really specific. Where's the one place in your body you feel it? And then you want to be able to observe from your higher self while you allow your inner child to simply feel that bottled up emotion, right? Whether it's, again, the anger, the frustration, bitterness, and disappointment, it really doesn't matter. And then finally, step D is, which human design aspect is seeking your love and acknowledgement? And over time, as you work this system, as you learn to help your inner child to feel safe, you give love and acknowledgement to your inner child, and that human design aspect within you will finally be seen, heard, and understood, which helps you to heal those unconscious needs and discover your unique brilliance and find your divine message. Really important step 2. Many, many pieces to that. And then step 3, clear success strategies. You want to start filling in this gap. We want to apply my crystal clear success library, which includes the law of attraction and other natural laws of the universe, as well as build your unique branded system, including your ideal client transformation, your ideal client avatar, marketing funnel, and elevator script. All right, so this is where in the gap I start integrating everything together, including helping you to understand, well, if your pain was, I don't have enough clients, and how did I change that, then that relates to your ideal client transformation and what you're here to serve. Okay? So it's important, again, personalized unique brilliance blueprint to help you to fill in the gap and to discover your unique brilliance, find your divine message, and get real specific and crystal clear about what your ideal client transformation is. And then finally, step 4, stand out and shine as the crystal clear you, where you are a master of the 5 C's of the crystal clear you. What you see there are clarity, calm, confident conviction, and celebration. So you want to get crystal clear and have a calm, confident conviction that your mission and your message matter, that you matter. And here I've listed again each of the 5 types of human design and the emotional themes that go with each of those 5 types. Again, if you don't have a human design birth chart, you can contact me to get yours for free. Okay. All right. Now this side, I just wanted to bring, I know there's a lot going on here. You can actually go to my website, my courses and coaching website page to see this and to look at this in more detail later on. But what this is showing you is that all of the 7 axes of self-mastery, along with those human design astrological symbols and human design gates, surround Mother Earth, right? Those, what they do is once you get a crystal clear about your how to find those gifts in those 7 axes of self-mastery, then you start grounding your vision, your authentically inspired vision, with your human design type, authority, profile, centers, gates, and channels. You see, I show you through my system how to ground your energy, right? To bring it all together. Okay, so, and one of the things I love to they say now is, back in my 6-figure government job, I used to say, gosh, it felt like there was 1,000 voices in the room, and I couldn't even hear myself because I'm too busy hearing everybody else. Well, it's one, because I have an undefined crown, the top of my human design, my crown center, and my mind or ajna center is open. Well, that's one of the reasons. Literally, I'm open-minded. I literally can kind of read people's minds, and I know it's a little freaky, but most people actually do have white centers in the crown or the mind, and ajna centers on the top of the head. So that might be you as well. But number 2, and maybe the bigger reason, is that you see what this chart is showing you is that all of those gates actually in the human design system actually impact your mind. The mind gets a bad rep for being the cause of why we're asleep in the world, right? Why we haven't been awakened to our divine purpose, and why da 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 da. Well, the mind is doing the best it can, but it's literally taking feedback from all of your human design gates. Another reason why we want to learn to clear the clutter, right? Clear the voices, and I'm not laughing about that, because it's actually pretty near and dear to my heart, because my mom was schizophrenic. I I'm in no way laughing about schizophrenia, because I know and lived with that. My mom, she transitioned in 2010. She lived to 70 with this schizophrenia, and so it was a very difficult thing for us. Yet, for those of us without schizophrenia, there is kind of a aspect of that, because we have, when we, actually a great analogy for that is Bruce Almighty. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. For those that have, you'll know what I mean. When the character in the movie, played by Jim Carrey, right? He's getting God's thoughts, so he's overwhelmed by all the thoughts, right? And so he's trying to figure out how to get the thoughts out of his head, and he wants to create filing cabinets, and he finally gets to, or sticky notes. I'm going to do sticky notes. Well, he's got about billions of sticky notes if he does it that way. Filing cabinets. He has way too many filing cabinets. Oh, I'm going to put it on a computer. So if you haven't seen that, but that's what's happening to all of us, actually. We're getting all of these thoughts because all of these competing parts of our nature that simply want our love and acknowledgement that we don't understand how to connect with, right? That's why it felt like 1,000 voices in the room. Okay? All right. So, the cost not to fix this, the financial cost we're spending money on old, outdated systems that just simply are no longer going to work. And I think just by watching this webinar today, I think you understand why that is. Okay, when you're spending money that's not going to take you where you want to be, or if you're not spending money, there is an opportunity cost because of all the money that you could be making by serving your ideal and perfect clients and getting crystal clear. The emotional cost, right? I talked about my client Becky. I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? Why I seem to have everything. I seem to have it all, but yet I'm not happy, right? Doing the healing and transformational work. Oh, I love and honor who I really am, and I am so sorry, little one, dear inner child, right? You want to be happy. The relational cost. Well, your most powerful relationship is the relationship with yourself. And if you're not in attunement with your doing this work and clear about who you are, you can clearly see that you take yourself wherever you are. The lifestyle cost. Well, again, it kind of comes back to the happy thing, right? You can have all the money in the world. In fact, we can look out into the world and see billionaires and billion, six figures, seven figures, billionaires and aren't happy, right? Doesn't matter. They have the lifestyle, but you know, but you want it all, right? You want to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. And then the health cost. The health cost is probably the most interesting because it reminds me of the analogy of a car, right? We think we're doing fine, and then all of a sudden we get that diagnosis. And maybe some of you might have a diagnosis of cancer, as one example, um, or any health problem, right? It could be any health problem. I don't, cancer is just probably one of the most prevalent ones. God, coronavirus now. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Well, let me just say it this way: what we get on the outside of our lives, what we manifest, is a result of our clarity on the inside. I do believe that. I believe our thoughts create our reality and that we can heal and transform anything by getting crystal clear. So the scary thing about the health cost is you don't know what you don't know, right? And come up and bite us, okay? And I'll just leave that. You look at which cost maybe, what cost is it for you personally to not fix this? The good news is you don't have to stay where you are and not experience the applause of serving your divine life purpose and keep hearing silence when marketing your services. Not be seen, heard, and understood as the authentic crystal clear you. Not discover your unique brilliance and fulfill your divine life purpose. Not be able to find your divine message and serve your tribe of ideal clients as only you can. And not have more clients, more money, more life. I want to help you fix this. Again, I've been there, done that. I don't want anybody to be where I was, and I certainly want to help you to fix whatever's going on for you. But you must invest in getting to the next level. You have two options to complete your unique Brilliance blueprint and fulfill your divine life purpose. You can try to figure it all out for yourself and waste a fortune in time and money, or you can get help from someone who's paid the price before you and who can guide you to the light at the end of the tunnel. Environment always wins, right? You need a support system. We all do. But you need the right support system, right? How can I help you? I've set aside some time to speak with you personally and talk about how to apply this system directly to your life and business starting today. The cost is $100. I put that cost, I charge for my introductory session. Well, as you can see, I'm going to help you if you're ready. So if you're ready, it's $100. That's really nothing. I want people that are truly serious about making the change. That's why I'm charging for that introductory service. And frankly, with all that I've shared with you, gosh, if you know it intuitively if this is right for you or not. Why I'm doing this. On this call, you're going to get crystal clear on what your personalized unique brilliance blueprint looks like so you can attract your ideal clients without suffering in the silence any longer. To discover your unique brilliance and find your divine message. Then if you want me to help you and if I think it's a good fit, I might invite you to become one of my exclusive clients. If we work together, you will receive applause from your ideal clients without suffering in the silence any longer. You will discover your unique brilliance and find your divine message without feeling alone and isolated on the inside. And you will be able to serve your ideal clients as only you can without losing yourself in the process for more clients, more money, and more life. Book your unique brilliance discovery session now. So I offer a 60-minute unique brilliance discovery session to introduce you to your personalized unique brilliance blueprint for only $100. Where you will discover where 70% of your energy originates in your unique brilliance blueprint and why you react and overwhelm others when communicating your message. The key, what is the key to healing your unconscious needs and unlocking your own personal power? And how to know when you are manifesting your ideal clients, even in the absence of evidence, and really so much more. This is just some of the highlights that I wanted to give to help you to understand the value of what a unique brilliance discovery session will bring you. So again, I think you know, based on this webinar, whether this is right for you or not. So go to my website, link right there, and apply for your unique brilliance discovery session today. Really, don't waste a moment and get started, because, and I'll quote Abraham from Abraham Hicks, who says, be ready to be ready. Really, my work, what it does is helps you to be ready to be ready. By doing that inner child healing work, connecting with your human design, completing your unique brilliance blueprint, we truly can hand the keys over to the universe. But you have to do this inner healing and transformational work, right? That's what brought you to this webinar today and to my work. So I so look forward to meeting with you and helping you to awaken to your authentic business and create the business and life you love for more clients, more money, and more life. I'm so excited to meet you. Alrighty. Hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.